Hi, my name's Sasha, and I'm applying for the Faye Whitney School of Nursing in fall of 2025. In this video, I'm just going to answer a couple of things about myself. So, a time that I experienced unethical behavior was actually pretty recent. It was in my CNA course just a couple weeks ago. We had just finished up a lesson on privacy and HIPAA laws, and one of my classmates maybe didn't take too much away from that, and whilst discussing patient details, used the patient's full legal name out loud in front of other patients. And so I redirected the conversation, said maybe let's keep that anonymous for now, no need to share that. And then after the lesson, after the clinical, I approached them privately and explained why that's something that's not okay to do. They apologized, and we had a discussion about it with the instructor. The instructor then brought it up with the rest of the class just as a gentle reminder, and this kind of served as an experience that patient privacy is very important, but also speaking up and addressing something without overreacting while being calm is the best way to handle things. Personally, I think I work very well in a team environment. I pride myself on being someone who can stay calm and communicate well. One time that I demonstrated this recently was at my work, which is a pediatric dentistry clinic, during which we had double booked a patient and one of our assistants had called out. So essentially, we had two patients booked for the same time and only one area to do it, essentially. And what I did was made sure to communicate with our dentist, communicate with the front desk to form a plan where I prioritized getting the rooms ready, being quick while still being effective, and communicating with the parents. And this all worked out very well. We only ended up being about 5 minutes behind. Everyone still got clear communication. Parents still felt that their needs were met for their children. And I feel like this just demonstrates that I think communication is the most important part of teamwork. I think that everything can work out very well as long as everyone gets constant updates, as long as everyone is willing to work with each other. So, early when I first got hired at the pediatric dentistry, maybe within the first few weeks, I got feedback from my dentist that while the explanations I was giving to children and parents were accurate, they were a bit confusing with the wording. They were very technical. And I had the task, this definitely stung a bit, but I had the task of educating people in a more understandable way without using technical language. And so what I did for this is I worked with kids a lot more. I figured out how to communicate with them better, how to make them understand without scaring them. And as a result, I'm a much better communicator now. I feel that I can communicate with all age groups much better in a way that everybody can understand. One time that I demonstrated empathy and strong communication skills was a couple semesters ago when an older returning adult student at my community college class reached out for help. They were struggling, they felt like they were behind the rest of the class, and as I run an unofficial study group, I absolutely wanted to help. I've been there in which I feel very behind in a class in which I feel like I'm just not getting it. And so what we did was we worked through the material every single day. We made a solid study plan. We met up as often as we could. And we studied together. And as a result, their grades started improving. Not solid A's or anything, but they felt much more comfortable in class. And I felt much better with helping them. They just did an awesome job. I think that the biggest struggle for me in nursing school is going to be not taking home anything that I feel emotionally. I find myself doing this a lot with my job and my CNA class as well. I tend to see things that maybe make me feel bad or make me, frustrated, and I tend to take that home with me rather than being able to separate that from my home life and from my school life.